Hey guys, what's going on? I'm sitting here, was about to put my summer tires back on the Type R and make a separate video about the Type R, but I was going through my kind of car news feed and saw that there might be some first pictures of the 2022 Subaru WRX that might be out there. So I figured let's talk about that instead. All right, so let's just get right into the pictures. Here they are. They are from Best Car Japan. You've probably heard of them before. I feel like they're kind of 50-50 on their hit and miss rate when it comes to car news, but they always seem to leak stuff early on Japanese cars. And this comes directly from their website, these few pictures saying that they are the production pictures, or pictures of the production 2022 Subaru WRX. And before we deep dive into the pictures, do I think they're real in the first place? I actually think they are. The main reason is because of the Subaru Levorg. And to get into the Levorg real quickly, for those who don't know, the Levorg is just a wagon version of the WRX, and it is in Japan and some other markets in the East. And essentially the current gen Levorg that was out from 2015 to about now looked identical in the front and in the interior to the current gen WRX that we have in the States. So essentially those mirror each other. And we saw the brand new Levorg launch, I think it was in late 2020. They at least showed off the production version, and it showed the front end and it showed the interior, and they look extremely similar, or if not identical, to the shots that we see today. So yes, I think these are real, so let's get right into the looks. Starting with the front, it looks fine. It looks like almost like a refresh of the current gen, and I don't hate it. It looks okay, but it's nothing that, it's no drastic change at all, where I think the change from 2014 to 2015 model year with that redesign was much more. It looks okay to me. I was hoping for more, but is what it is. When it comes to the side profile, I think this looks pretty darn similar to the current WRX as well. Again, it feels almost like a refresh. I think the wheel wells, kind of where the fenders flare out, looks a little different the way they styled that. But again, the side profile looks similar to the current one. I guess it looks fine. And then the rear end, yeah, it looks fine as well. I think every angle looks fine, which is a little disappointing. It's not that drastic. It doesn't look bad, but I don't think it looks as good as I think many of us hoped. We're hoping maybe some more styling, but it's kind of conservative, kind of looks like a refresh, and is what it is. And then when it comes to the interior, I think this is pretty good. Basically, there's two sides of the camp you fall on for interiors, especially if you're looking at cars that are kind of based on economy cars. Does it look okay, but does it have good infotainment on its own, or does it have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay? And I am 100% in the camp of if it has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, I am fine. I have a Pixel. As long as it hooks up with Android Auto, I'm good to go. I'm sure it'll have that, so we'll be good there. The design, it's a nice update, it's a nice refresh, but it's still a sub $30,000 car, so I think it's good for what it is. Now, the two big things I want to talk about real quick from the Best Car website, when you translate their article to English, it says it's coming with a 2.4 liter turbo. That was the current rumor with the WRX. There were rumors, I think, of maybe carrying forward the 2.0 from the current gen, but the rumor of the 2.4 has been more prominent. So it sounds like we might get a detuned version of that 2.4 liter turbo that comes originally from the Ascent. The STI will probably get that high end, but it looks like the 2.4 is going to come for the WRX. And I think that's a good thing, because even if it is detuned, it at least gives more headroom for people who want to tune it, because you just have more displacement to work with. But of these few pictures we got, I think the most important picture is the interior shot, and let me explain why. Now, a year or two ago, I think I made a video about Best Car putting out some other news as well, and they put out some news saying that the WRX was going to be automatic only, or that they believe it's going to be automatic only, and that is scary. So when I look at this interior shot, it shows an automatic transmission, which is very interesting. And now this is me speculating, but if you look at the market, everything's shifting to automatics, right? Everyone's ditching the manual and it's dying. So if you're showing press release shots and you want to show a cool feature, showing a manual transmission would show, hey, we have this cool feature that's dying and we're still keeping it for the enthusiasts. The fact that the picture, if this is a true Subaru picture and it was released and it was, grabbed up by one of these sites like Best Car, and this is going to be one of their press pictures and it shows an automatic transmission, that scares me into thinking that the rumor from like a year ago might be true, where they're going to do automatic only for the WRX, and the only way to get a manual is with the STI. Obviously, I hope this is not true. The WRX is one of those last enthusiast cars that's sub 30 grand, all-wheel drive, fun to drive, turbo and manual transmission. I really hope this isn't true, but there is a chance that it could be. But that's really all I had to say. Just want to show you guys the pics, get your thoughts. The pics, the fact that they're leaking out now sounds about right. We've seen mules running around, and based on that leaked Subaru timeline from like a year ago, it said that The car was gonna hit dealers, I think, in fall of 21 for the WRX, and for the STI in fall of 22. So this kind of lines up with that. We have mules running around, some pics might leak out just like that. And that's about, I would say, the right time for like a summer launch where Subaru does a press launch, shows it off, and then it goes on sale late in the fall. So I think the timing's right. I do think these pictures are real. It's definitely interesting. As if you're a subscriber, you know that I'm only interested anymore in the STI. I had the WRX, but I'm still looking forward to an STI, with the Civic Type R possibly being that gap car for a couple years. So I'm excited to see what happens in the fall of 22, if the STI gets launched then, and what they're gonna do with that, and if it's gonna be 400 horsepower like the rumors are. So that's it. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna get back to putting the summer tires on and having fun with this car. I'll see you in the next one.